Alright, what's going on, traders? This is Rob with MV3 Trader. Today I'm going to be giving a review of TradingView. This is like by far one of my favorite trading platforms. There's a lot of good things about it. I really can't say enough about it, which is why I decided to write an article. I will be posting that article soon on the website within the next couple of days. If you just go to mv3trader.com, you'll be able to see that that article there, plus other things that I've written on my website there. Also, I'll leave the link once I post it. I'll leave the link in the description below. All right, so getting right into this, the way I'm going to run through this review for TradingView is I'm gonna go over the menus. Okay, come on. I'm gonna go over the menus. Over here, starting with the left. Well, actually, I'll probably start with the top and then go over the left side here, and then the right, the bottom, and then we'll close it up with the chart, and some things that you can do inside of the chart. All right, so you can follow along with everything that I'm going to discuss in this review by clicking the link in the description below, and it'll take you to this. It'll take you to the chart here, where you can follow along with everything that I talk about. I probably should have prepared a little bit better for this. I wrote a couple of notes, but I didn't really, I've been using this. I've been using TradingView for, throughout my, entire day trading career. So, I've gained a lot of knowledge, and experience with working with inside of TradingView. It's probably the platform that I know the best. My second favorite platform, and in no particular order, would be Sierra Chart. I'll put a link to the review and the videos I did on that somewhere on this page, and a link should pop up. And also, I'll go ahead and put that in the description box. In the description below. Alright, so without me rambling on too much, I go into more detail into the article. I go into more details with the article that I write. I'm gonna put this on the thing that I trade the most, which is NASDAQ futures, just because I have live data. So getting right on into things. Alright, so this is what you will come into, like once you log into TradingView. Actually, let me start from the beginning. Usually, once you go to TradingView.com, let me see real quick. So if I typed in TradingView.com. All right. Okay, so this is what you will come into when you log in for the first time. This is their home page. It shows you some ideas and some market summaries and all that good stuff. I'm not going to go into all of that. I'm talking about the charts today. So for this one, I made this little my layout YouTube demo. All right. Okay, so now we're here at my chart. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that. All right, so starting up here at the top. Okay, like you saw me do before, this is how you can you have a little menu button here, a little shortcut menu button here, where you can go, you can see your home ideas, all the other features of TradingView. You can even sign out there, or probably sign in as well if you wasn't signed in already. Okay, so right here is what you will put your ticker symbol in. So right now you can see I'm on the NASDAQ futures, which is NQ for the H contract for the month of, I think it's February or whatever, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's March in the year. So anyway, you can see I'm in the NASDAQ futures, right? So if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to look up Apple, I put my ticker symbol there, right? And because I don't have I didn't pay for pre-market data or for the full data for stocks because I don't trade stocks. Since I do have a subscription with TradingView, I do get live data for stocks when during the normal market hours. But I don't have, you have to pay extra or whatever for pre-market, I believe. So anyway, all of that stuff would be in the article, so you can check the article out for all of that information. So moving right along, let me go back to the NASDAQ futures, just so you can, so we have live data while we do this. All right, so moving right along. So right here you have what you come to next is like your favorite time frames. This is where you can easily, sort through your time frame for whatever chart that you're on at the moment. So my favorite is the 4 minute. If I want to see the 4 minute, I get 4 minute data here, or 5 minute data here. That's self-explanatory. If you wanted some, another time frame, you click the drop down to the right of that, and then it also lists out your favorites there. Or some other ones that are there's some default ones that come with TradingView. If you hover over one of the time frames, let's say I don't want the 6 minute, I can go over here. There's an X that pops up. I can click that X, and then I no longer have the 6 minute. Or say if I want to put 30 minutes in my I want to add 30 minutes to my favorites. Hovering over it as well, I get a star here. I can click that star to add the favorites, and then now you'll see it there, and you see it highlighted with the star. Then so those are like within an hour, and then you have the hour ones here. And then moving out of the intradays, daily, weeklies, monthlies, and so forth. And you can also scroll down some more. You have the ranges that you can select, and you can specify. You can even, if there's something that's not here to quickly select, you can, say I want a 45-minute chart. I got a 45-minute, or I got some other options in here that I can choose as well. And then I would just hit add. And now you see I got 45 minutes up there. All right. To the right of that, this is where you have your how you want the data to be presented on the chart. So right now I have it. I'm using candles, but you also have the options of bars and different types of candles. Fibonacci lines, areas. You can read. So it's all here. So that's how you select how you want the data to display on the charts. So if I was to click, say I wanted the a line chart, I go ahead and click line, and now it shows me the data in the line chart. Alright, so let me go back to candles. And then next to that, to the right of that, now you have, if you want to compare, this is where you would compare, whatever it is that you're trying to look at to something else, right? So if I wanted to compare this information here, let's say I wanted to compare it to the Dow, I can go ahead and click that. And now it would give me a comparison to the Dow, but it's not really. Let me see. So there you go. Because I'm using it wouldn't let me compare it to non-future stuff. So I put in the future symbol for the Dow, and now you can see it is showing up a comparison with bar candles. I don't want this to stay on the chart, so what I can do is I could just go over here and hit this undo, and it'll undo the last thing that I did. All right. You can keep going back as far as you need to. All right. So the next thing you got is your indicators and strategies. This is how you put your indicators and strategies on the chart. So let's say I wanted to add a 100 simple moving average to this chart. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and zoom in to this one. I'm kind of moving ahead. All right. So everything shows up a little bit better. All right. So if I click this up here, and then, okay, I got a couple options here. So this first, what it'll come to by default is the indicators and the strategies that are built into the system. This is what TradingView put in there themselves and what they provide, right? And then you have a public library to what, other traders, they create a strategy or indicator, and they share it with everyone. They can put it there. I mean, you'll find those. These are strategies and indicators created by other traders, right? And if you create your own, you got my script. There's volume profile as well. And then you got some other ones, some marketplace add-ons. These are paid, so you have to pay for these under the marketplace. All right, these are different strategies that people create that they want to sell and make money off of, right? So you have a wide range of different options to pick from, and in terms of strategies and indicators. This is one of the great things about TradingView. You have a lot of flexibility with things like that. So, all right, so we go back up here to built-ins. Let's say we want to look for, we're trying to add the 100 simple moving average. So what you can do, you can scroll and find it, or you can go up here in this little search box and let's put, I'm just gonna put moving average. Let's see what comes up. All right, if I can spell right. Okay, so now you see we got moving average here. This is your simple moving average, and the one exponential, of course, that's your exponential moving average. So I can, click that. However, you see I have a star here to the left of it. That means I favored it. These are some of my indicators that I use frequently, so I favorited them. And you can find the ones that you have, made your favorites over here at the favorites tab. So you can see these are all the ones that I added to my favorites list. So moving average is there. So let's go ahead and click moving average so we can add it. All right. So it does it, even though, it'll keep you, once you click it, it adds it to the chart, but it'll keep you on the screen just in case you want to add some more, which is pretty convenient if for me. So once you got all the indicators you want, you can go ahead and close up out of that. And your indicators, usually they show up here. I have mine hidden by default so that I can see more of the screen. So if you up here in the top right or the top left corner of the chart, they have a little box plus sign. So I click on that to open that up, and all of my indicators that I have on the chart active at the moment, they show up here in this drop down. So this is the one I added, the one here, the last one. It added in the order. It'll show up here in the order that you added it, right? So if I wanted to change that, you see right now it's on 50. If I want to go ahead and change that to 100, I click the little sprocket there and go into the settings of the indicator, and let's go to inputs, go to link 100. I'm gonna keep everything the same, and I click OK, and now you can see that it changed to the 100, right? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that one. If I wanted to hide it, but I didn't want to take the indicator completely off, there's a little like a eye symbol here, icon here. I can go ahead and click that, and it'll hide it so that I can't see it on the chart, even though it's still there. I just can't see it. I can click it again to show it again. Or if I wanted to apply another indicator, I can do it from here as well by clicking this plus sign, and it'll bring me back to the indicators list, right? Or if I wanted to remove it, I just go ahead and click this X. And as you can see, as I'm hovering over this, it gives you a pop-up of what it is that what this button or what the link does. So if I hover over anything, it'll tell me what it is, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. All right, and let's go ahead and move on. So that's the indicators. So once you have your indicators set up the way you like, you can this brings us to the next one. This is your indicator. You can save it as an indicator template. All right, and this is what this next option is up here. So we can go ahead and click on that, and these by default TradingView provides some templates for you. Okay, so here's one. Yeah, I definitely did make this. So this is one that comes comes with TradingView by default. Just to give you an example, so you can see some of the ones that they created. So let's go back. The one I just had was which one was it? I don't remember. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click undo, and it'll take me back to the one that I was using. All right, cool. All right, so, and also just like everything else, you have a favorites. So these are all my favorite templates. It'll show up, but usually it'll show up with like the first letter or number of whatever you named your template as. So let's say if I created a new one, if I wanted to save this as something else, I would go here, click on that, and then I would say go to save indicator template, right? And then I can name it here. So let's say what we're gonna name it, indicator. Can't talk or spell today. Review. All right, let's go indicator demo. All right, indicator demo. If you want to save it to where it always comes up with whatever interval you use, whatever time frame you use, you click save interval. So every time that, no matter if I'm on a daily chart and I want to apply this indicator template, if I have this selected, what'll happen is once I choose it, then it'll automatically switch it over to the interval that I have it saved for. So for instance, to make this make sense, I don't know if I said that clearly or not. So you can see right here, I'm on a 4-minute chart. So let me go ahead and save this one. Yeah, indicator demo. Let me pick another indicator here. Let's see. All right, that's good. And you see right now I'm on a daily. Okay, so if I wanted to go back, if I wanted to bring that demo, if I wanted to bring that indicator template back up, we go up here, go indicator demo, and you see it just automatically switches to 4-minute because I had it saved for save interval. All right, so those are your indicator templates. All right, so the next one you got up here is your alerts. This is where you can create alerts, and like everything else on this, this is one of the few ways to create alerts. All right, so you can go ahead and just click on that, and it'll give you some settings that you can adjust to create, whatever it is that you're looking for. So, for instance, if I wanted to create an alert when I got a 9 and a 50, I got a 9 EMA over here and a 50 simple moving average. So let's say if I wanted to create an alert when those two cross, I go up here, my first condition. Let me go ahead and select the 9 EMA, and then crossing. There's some other options in there as well. And then we're gonna go 50 moving average. I can set it for how often I want it to alert me. So maybe I only want the alert one time, or once per bar, once per close. And you can play around with those. I'm just going to click only once here. And you can select a expiration for when you want this alert to expire, so you don't have alerts just sitting there for eternity. They also have it where it never expires. However, that is a paid feature. You have to have a premium plan in order to use that. I have a pro. I have the pro plan. The pro plan works out, good enough for me. And that's like something that I don't really need. So, and they have some other options of how you can be alerted there, and then you can also have it to what message that you receive when it alerts you. You can edit all of this stuff to however you like. There's some different sounds that you can have play. One of the things I wish it had more, sounds to choose from, but it gets the job done. It's just me being kind of picky. But yeah, it gets the job done. You can get a review for what the sound for what the alert sounds like if you click on the play button. I think I have the sound off right now, for this recording, so you're not going to hear it. And here's the frequency over here. So whether you want it to alert you every 5 seconds on an alert, every 10 seconds, as long as the alert is happening, this is only while the alert is happening. So if we cross, but the price is hanging out sideways, so it's continuously crossing. The cross is happening for a while or whatever. It will alert me for whatever frequency I want. And once the alert condition has been met and it's once the alert condition has been met and it's finished, then it won't alert you anymore. So that's just a quick rundown of that. All right, so moving on. Now here's a very popular. The next one is a very popular feature. One of the features that makes this platform stand out from a lot of the other different platforms in terms of the web-based platforms, or even it's better than this feature here is kind of better than some of the other platforms that you download. So this is the bar replay, the replay mode. All right, so let's say if I'm doing some back testing and I want to go a couple days back, right? And I got a strategy I want to test out. So I want to test it out on the open of the market. Let's see, this is January 28th. And, I want to replay this as it's happening live. I can go ahead and click up here in the replay. All right, and then you'll get this red bar here, this red vertical bar. Select what bar I want to start at, right? And I go ahead and click that. and it'll bring up the chart as if the data is live, right? So the way that you can, where is the, maybe it's, what in the world? Oh, there it is. It's hidden. Okay, I couldn't. I mean, it's not hidden. This is why I moved it before, so I forgot where I moved it. All right. Let me bring back the right chart. Okay. All right. So the way that you go about this, you can have it. It'll play bar by bar, right? So it's 100% live. Like, it doesn't go like it's actually live. So I can, it makes sense once I, show it. So you can have have whatever speed you want it to move at. I'm gonna go ahead and click this one. So one update every 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds, it's gonna update to a new bar. And then you can, this is how you can go to real time there. You can end replay mode. Common sense stuff. You can just look at it and see, play around with it, and get familiar with it. But let's just say I want to play this kind of as I want it to continuously play. I'll go ahead and hit this play button here. All right, and I got it kind of on a slow one, so you can see every 3 seconds it's giving me a new bar or a new candle, right? Or if I wanted to speed that up, I can go ahead and say every 1 second give me a new update. I can hit that. I can speed it up a little bit so that it moves a little bit faster. Or let's say, I'm gonna hit the pause again. So let's say I want to play it manually. I want to, go bar by bar manually. So this is what this next one is, the forward. So if I click it, it'll give me the next bar, and it'll wait for me to click it again before it gives me the next bar. And then I have to click it again to get the next bar. All of these can be, really useful for, testing out strategies and just giving you more chart time and, practicing your skills and all that good stuff. Everything that you can do. It's like going into the gym and getting your practice shots. I'm gonna use a basketball reference here. It's like going into a gym and getting your practice shots, working with a trainer, perfecting your form and all that stuff. This is what you can use the replay mode for, right? And testing out different strategies and whatnot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out the replay mode. Right? Yep, I want to exit. I hit yes. All right, so now we're back at the live data. Some good price action right now with NQ. Anyway, all right. So moving forward, so the next thing you got, this is your it reset for me, I guess because I was using replay mode. So anytime you make a change, whether you move the charts, you can see that I got the option to undo. So you can, you got undo and redo up here. Pretty self-explanatory. Then the next thing will be your layout. All right. So right now, I have it. Let me go ahead and zoom out and so you can see. So right now I have it in like a dual screen, and in order to be able to do this, you have to have one of the paid plans. If you don't, already have. Okay. In order to be able to have multiple charts in your layout, you have to have a paid plan. With the free plan, you can only have one chart at a time, which it depends on your trading style if that's enough for you. But all right, so here you can select what kind of chart layout you want. For the Pro, the most I can do is 4 charts on a screen at once. If I try to go into something like this, you see you got to have a Pro Plus or the Premium, and so forth and so on. So you can see that. All right, and you can set your charts up, and it gives you various ways to set your charts up on your screen, right? To give you a lot of different options and flexibility. All right, so we're gonna go back to the way I had it before, just hitting the undo button, and let's see. Then you got some more options down here. You can have where this is how you want the charts to be synced with each other. So for right now, you see I got it linked up by symbol. So if I was to change a symbol up here, it would change both of them at the same time. If I unselect that, it would only change the symbol for the chart that I currently have active, right? And the way that you know that which chart that you currently have active, so if I got multiple charts up, Matter of fact, let me go ahead and go back to the fourth screen to let you see that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a blue outline on the chart. That's how you know which chart is currently active, right? So let me go and yeah, all right, let me go ahead and go back. All right, so oops, my bad. All right, so some more options you have to sync with between the charts is your crosshair, which is self-explanatory. All right, your interval, your time, and your drawings as well. Right. They're one of these. Let's see. Okay, so like the difference between these, the interval and the time. The interval, this is relating to your time frame up here. If you see I got this one on a 4-minute and this one on a daily. If I was to sync both of those, then since I have this chart here active, I go ahead and click it so you can see it, and see this, it automatically switches the inactive one to 4. So if I wanted to change to another time frame, they change, they're synced with each other. Common sense, right? And so I'm gonna go ahead and unselect that and go back to daily here. Okay. And this time one can be kind of useful, but it's a little glitchy. It's not perfect. So what it does, so I have the 4-minute up here and I have the 1-minute at the bottom. All right. So when I scroll, it's supposed to keep the charts kind of in sync with each other. But if you look at my crosshairs, you see I can't really see the crosshairs. If you look at the bottom of the chart, down here in this area at the time frame, like I'm pointing at 9:44 right now. But if I look at the 1-minute chart, it's not quite at 9:44. It doesn't even show me 9:44. If I scroll, then it messes up the top chart. So it's not the best feature in TradingView. They could definitely improve that. Sierra Chart kind of does a better job at that feature, but it can be useful sometimes. I have used it. It has helped me do some back testing before. You just you kind of have to be a little patient with it. And then of course drawings. That's your last thing. That's the fifth option you have to sync between the charts. All right. So moving on, and so all right, so the next one is how you would save your layout. So as you can see, I'm using the YouTube demo layout here for this one. If I click the drop down, or if you look at this cloud here next to the layout name, there's a little check mark inside. That means that all of the current settings have been saved, right? So that if I was to click away to another layout, and I wouldn't lose any of the settings that I have, set right now. If I click the drop down, you can rename your layout. You can make a copy of your layout. You can make a new chart layout, and then you can load other layouts. So once you say, if I want to load another layout, I can click this. I have other templates here. So let me go to the volume only, the one in the 5-minute. And it'll open it up in a new tab, right? All right, so you don't really need to see that. Okay. And the next one you have is your settings. This is one of the many places to our chart properties. One of the many places to access your chart properties, which is your settings for your charts. You click that, and then you have several options in here that you can adjust to your liking. With your styles, your scales, the black background, your time zone, and your sessions, all of that good stuff, right? I go into detail about that a little bit later. And the next one is the full screen mode. If you click this one, it'll bring your chart layout up into full screen mode to take full advantage of the real estate that you have on your computer, right? So to get out of this, you can just hit exit on or escape on your computer, or you can highlight. There's a button up here at the top that you can click as well to get up out of the full screen mode, right? And if there's something you want to share, All right, you have your next option here is you can take a screenshot of your charts. So if I wanted, say if I wanted to share this, or if I put some notes in here about something that I wanted, a setup or whatever that I wanted to remember, I can take a screenshot of it, right? The first option here is it gives you a URL that you can copy it, and you can share it with someone else, or you can save it somewhere so you can access it later. It'll always be saved. You'll always have this URL that you can reference at any time, no matter what you do with the charts from here later on. Or you can save it to your computer with the saved image, or you can even send it as a tweet, right? All right, and then if you did some drawings and you got some insight or whatever from your strategy that you wanted to share with the community, you have your publish button up here. All right, so just to give it a quick example, let me go ahead and I'm gonna put a trend line here, right? Just draw that little trend line there, and then I'm gonna say let me see, I'm going to my little text tool and then say bulls everywhere. Yeah, buddy. All right, so I got that, and let's say I just want to share that with the community. I can go up here and I can click publish, or I could record a live video, or I could record a video idea that of whatever I wanted to share with this with the next button here, right? Let me see what's gonna happen. All right, so once you click share idea, or once you click the publish button, all right, you'll get a message here. Just whatever pop-ups you get, go ahead and read it and make sure you take care of that. I'm not gonna go into detail about that. This video is getting long already. So let's say I'm going to hit so I can do it. So I can just show you guys. All right, so you'll put your idea there, and then you can put a little description about what whatever it is, and you get some more options as well. And you can put some, you got a lot of options and things that you can fill out here. Be as detailed as you want to be. Whatever, if it's type or if it's just an analysis, your prediction, or whatever direction you think is you can be as detailed about it as you want to be, and share it to Twitter or the stock Twix, right? And those are gonna come up because you got to sign in order to be able to do that, right? So we're gonna exit out of that because we're not gonna do that. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit this undo just to get rid of everything that I did there, because those were just examples, and I didn't think it was going to make me do it all one at a time. Okay. All right, so that's your top bar. You got a lot of options in your top bar, on your top menu, I should say. All right, so we're gonna move right on along to the next thing we're gonna talk about is the left side over here. If I can stop this thing from popping up on the left. All right, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is your menu over on the left. This is where you're gonna find all of your drawing tools. All right, so if you hover over it, it shows you what drawing tool is. It gives you a description of the drawing tool that it's showing you. The one that you're using, you see right now I'm using the crosshair, so that'll be the one that's highlighted in blue, right? To the right of that, there's a small little, as you call it, like an arrow. So you can get a drop down or some more options, within that category, right? So for this one, you have those options. For the next one, it's showing me a trend line right now. If I click on the drop down, and it gives me some more things here. There's a lot of tools within TradingView. As you can see, you got a lot of different drawing tools that you can use, to do all sorts of cool things with TradingView. I probably use about 10% of all of these tools because I'm just my strategy is really simple. I don't go too heavy on the analysis and trying to predict and stuff and all that good stuff. I like to keep it simple, and that works. So you have a lot of options here, as you can see. I'm not even sure what this measure does. Okay, so it gives you like a little quick. Oh, okay, there you go. So that's what it does. Cool. All right, we both learned at the same time. I can go ahead and click. So that's just a one-time deal, I guess. Yeah, you can zoom in. You know, using that. Like I want to zoom into this little part right there, and it'll do that right there. Right, it'll let you zoom in to whatever you did. And actually, I just learned about that. I haven't used that before, so that's pretty cool. I'll probably be using that in the future. Then you have some more options down here. I'm not gonna go into everything. Um, Pretty cool that I'm learning some new stuff. Now, one of the things I do want to point out, actually, I'm gonna point out this bottom section here. So you can lock your drawings on the chart. You can hide the drawings if you just want to see the chart and your indicators, right? And here's a quick like a shortcut to where you can select if you want to link the drawings between the charts or not, right? So you see right here I have this I have this line drawn out here, the horizontal line. If I move that down, you can see it's showing up, you know, over here in my top 4-minute chart. But if I want to make a new drawing and I didn't want it to be linked between both, I will uncheck that, and then, you know, we're gonna draw a trend line, and you know, it doesn't show up down here on my daily, right? All right, so that's, you know, link drawings between the charts, and then you can delete all your drawings with this trash can option here. It even has a drop down as well to where you can remove only the drawing tools, or you can remove just the indicators, or you can remove both. All right, by default it's set for both. It'll delete. Well, no, it's set for drawing tools. I'm sorry. By default it's set for remove drawing tools, right? Yeah, okay. All right. So the next one, this little star down here, you can have your favorite. You can select your favorite drawing tools, the ones that you use the most often in TradingView. I'm not sure what I did there. Okay. All right. So you'll get a little extra box like this that you can move around, you know, on your screen, wherever you want to move it. I usually keep it, you know, down at the bottom of my screen. But you know, the blue star or the star here, this is how you access that favorites toolbar, right? So if I click that, you know, it goes away. If I select it, then it comes back, right? Let me go ahead and get this back out of the way. And then your next one is your layers, your object tree. This you may not be able to see this, maybe out of the side of the video at this point. All right, so when you come in here, you got it shows you everything that you have laid out on the chart, and you know, you can make edits or adjustments over here. You have several options of things that you can do with everything you have laid out on the charts and your object tree, right? And then you have your drawings here, and you can manage your drawings, right? All right, so you know, there's a lot of different features. If you haven't used TradingView before, I would suggest you just take some time, like a weekend or when you're not trading, to just play with it. And you can't break it. If you're playing around with it and you get, you have all kind of stuff going on, you don't know how to get, you don't know what you did or how to undo what you did, you can always, that's what you have your templates for, and your undo buttons and all that good stuff. You also have the ability to turn off or on the autosave. So, let's say you are playing around with it. Let's say you already have a template that you kind of like, but you want to play around with some more things, to avoid yourself from losing that template that you have already set, while you playing around and trying to discover some other things. You can turn that off until you're done playing around. You have everything how you want it to be. Every time you trade, you can go ahead and turn it back on, right? And then you also have a sharing thing here. I kind of skipped over those. You can share your templates as well. All right, so that covers the top menu and the toolbar on the the left side of the screen. Now moving on over to the right side of the screen. All right, so this is where you will find your watch list. right? So these are, whatever you want to add to your watch list, it'll show up here. Let's see, you can add a symbol up here. You can type it in. Another way to add a symbol to your active watch list is, if I got something, you can right click on the chart and you can go to add to watch list, right? And then below that, it'll give you some details about the symbol that you currently have active, and also some headlines about that current your active the symbol that you're looking at, right? So if you go to another symbol, all of the information below will change. All right, up under your watch list, you have your alerts. Yeah. Up under your watch list, you have your alerts. All right, so here's all the alerts that you have created. Here's your alert log. If you want to clear this out and delete it, you right click it and go to clear log, right? You have the ability to I have them all paused right now, but if I wanted to turn it back on, I go ahead and click the play button here to restart the alert. I can edit the alert from here, right? And I can also remove the alert and pause the alert from there, and it'll give you a pop-up if you really want to pause or stop that alert, right? So the next one below that, you have this window. This is your data window, right? So it'll give you the information based off of what candle that you're looking at currently. I don't know why it's showing me that. Like, I don't know why our chart looks so crazy right now. Okay, anyway. Sometimes the charts show up a little weird for certain symbols for some reason. Sometimes in TradingView, or the data may not always be correct. But anyway, so that's your data window, and you have your hot list over here. So this is TradingView's pretty much their watch list. They have a hot list of different things that are moving in the markets. You have volume gainers at the top. The next one is percent change gainers. The next one, if you hover over this, it'll tell you what they are. The percent change losers. So this is TradingView creates this list over there. All right, so next one down, you also have a calendar for all your major economic events, so that you stay aware. They make it easy for you to stay aware of the major economic events that are happening, so that you're not caught off guard and you don't get into a trade where the price action just goes crazy and you lose out on a trade that you could have absolutely avoided had you known that there was a major economic event going on, right? All right, up under that, you have whatever idea that you created. You said I didn't create an idea, so there's nothing there. Below that, you have public charts that other traders share, other ideas that they share. All right, next to that, you have private charts. So say if you've made a connection, or you made friends with other traders in the TradingView community, and the both of you are sharing private messages back and forth. They'll show up here in your chats, in your recent chats, in your private messages. Or someone sends you a message directly, they'll show up there. Your idea stream, these are ideas that other traders have shared based off of symbols, or things that you have shown interest in, or other traders that you may follow. All right, below that you have notifications. I don't have any notifications up under there. And then you have your orders panel here, and this is where you can start let me turn this off. So you can place trades from here. You can use this is where trading from the chart comes into play. You see you got your little order panel there, where you can place your orders and all the good stuff. And then below that you have your dome, right? So you can trade from the dome there. And then you have your help feature down there. I haven't had to use the help feature that often. I think maybe once I use it since I've been using TradingView, because their system is pretty solid, and when they have an issue, they're quick to resolve any issues that they really have. All right. that does it for all of the menus within TradingView. As you can see, you have a lot of things, a lot of tools at your disposal, a lot of things that you can use within this platform. It's a very comprehensive, like a very robust platform with a lot of options, no matter what kind of trader you are. You know, if you're you could be, if you're like a simple trader like myself, or if you like to have a lot of things going on your screen, this is a good platform for you as well. All right. So getting into more of the trading side, this is where the bottom menu will come into play. Okay, so at the very bottom, I may have to minimize this so you can see it. All right, so you have a menu down here. The first one is a stock screener. It's a pretty good stock screener. All right, so once you click on it, it'll bring up whatever is down in this menu. You just click on it and it'll bring up the panel for it. So they have a really good stock screener. That you can screen for a lot of different things. Since I trade the same thing every day, I don't use it that often, but I have used it, and it's I can pretty much use the filters to drill down a lot of things that I'm would like to look for, right? So yeah, I would just go in here and just play around with it, and based off of whatever it is you're looking for, you can use the screener. It's a really handy screener. You can go you can search by location, by market. Let's see, and then it shows you everything down there. If you want to see what's on, if you see a symbol that you like, right, you just click on it and it'll show up in your charts. Also, you can right click it and you have some options there. You can add it to compare, or you can add it to your watch list. You can put some notes. All right, you can add some flags or whatever. You have a lot of options. Okay, so that just play around with this, and you can adjust all of these your columns, however that. I could probably make a whole video about this alone. So and I don't want to I feel like this video is getting long already. So yeah, if you can just play around with it. All right, so the next option you have is the text notes. I don't have any notes down here, so you can find if you made some notes about something. And this is like if you right click on the chart and you have an option here to add a text note. So that's what this is down here, and you come in here and you can say, this is my note about this awesome stock, right? Okay, you just title it up here, awesome stock. Okay, all right, so you got that, right, and it'll be saved down there, right? Okay, so the next one is your Pine editor. Now this is where you can use, if you're a coder, or you're familiar with the Java, I think it uses the Java language. You could code, you can make some scripts for like any strategies or any indicators. So if you want to create your own indicators or whatever, this is where you can do that here. There was one point where I was playing around with this a little bit to try to see if I could, when I was with TS Trader and I was using their platform, there was an indicator that I wanted to use that Top Step Trader platform didn't really have. So I was trying to use the indicator that TradingView has. That's the only time I really used this Pine editor. I'm not really a coder, so it doesn't, I don't use this at all. And then you can also, if you code a strategy here, you can use this tester. It uses the same it uses that Pine editor as well, right? So you can test out a strategy using the strategy tester here, right? So these two I really don't use at all, that much. But if coding is something that you're into, or automated trading or whatever, they do have an option for you there. Actually, in my article, I linked to a blog post that this is what encouraged one trader to switch from MetaTrader 4 over into TradingView, and they were happy. They were much more satisfied with this Pine editor, with TradingView's feature over MetaTrader 4. And I know MetaTrader 4 is a pretty popular platform for people who like to do automated trading. So if for that trader who had been using that for a while, and they switched over to TradingView and they love TradingView so much more, that's pretty interesting. So if you want to check out that blog post, you just go to the article. I have that link in the description below, like I said earlier, and you can check that out right there. All right, so the next thing, now this I do use a lot. This is that paper trading feature. Because I'm using Sierra Chart, I haven't really taken any live trades within TradingView, but the cool thing about TradingView is, especially when I go travel, that I can trade from with AMP futures. I can trade I can trade live inside of TradingView. So I've tested but I have used their paper trading feature, right? When you sign up, when you create an account with TradingView, you will have the ability to use their paper trading feature for no additional cost. I think you can even use that paper trading feature in the free version. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe you can use it in the free version as well. So like if you, in order to log into it, what you would do is you would go down here, you click on the settings for the paper trading. You would go to, I think this will say connect. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and click that and see. Alright, so you see when it's disconnected, it will show up as trading panel, and then you would click over here and paper trading. Like so for me, I use AMP futures. I would live trade with using the CQG data feed. So I'll click on that, I will log in, and then I'll be able to trade live with my broker account. But for this, we're going to do paper trading. So you go ahead and click paper trading, and there's it'll log you into that paper trading part, and then you have all of the information about your paper trade show up there, right? So then you have some options in here for what you want to be displayed on your chart. So you can open the order panel from there as well. The first option we saw, you can open it over there, or you can show your dome. That's another place to locate your dome. So, and if you want to reset you see you have an account balance here. I think by default it's $100,000 or something like that. So if you wanted to reset that to something else, you can go over here to reset paper trading account, and you can select the balance that you wanted to paper trade with, right? And there's a lot of, just like everything else within TradingView, all of the, a lot of this stuff is customizable. You have some more things you can customize within here as to what you want to show up. It's really just as with everything else, go ahead and play with it. So let me go ahead and get into this paper trading and to the charts now. All right. Alright, so other than paper trading, like from the dome, or using that using the order panel, alright, you can trade directly from the chart. So what I can do, let's say if I see it dropping bearish here, let's say if I want to take a trade short, I could right click and I would go to trade, and I would go to create new order. Hold on, let me bring this up. Alright, so I right click. Okay, so if you click on the indicator, it'll give you a different set of options as well. Right click, go to trade. Alright, so I can sell, I can do a stop limit there, or a limit buy. Limit buy. Place a limit buy. It gives you those quick ways to get in, or you can go to create a new order, and your panel will come up there. Alright, so you can also undock it so that you can move it around on the screen. Like say if you didn't want it to stay there on the side, you can undock it there, right? And then you can put your order details in, right? And then, or you could just buy it right there. You can buy at the market, buy a limit, you know, your typical order panel, right? You got all your options there. Another way to place a trade is if you go all the way over to the right, there's a little plus sign there. You can click on that plus sign, and this is another way you can add an alert, or you can place your order there as well. So let me go ahead and go short, right? And see, I have an order, a sell stop order, you know, sitting right there at 66.96.25. All right, so if I click on this 2 here, this shows you how many contracts that your position size. So if I click on that, then I could change the quantity there. I can make any adjustments, or I can turn on, I say I want a stop loss. It'll show you how many, it says pips, you know, that's mostly, TradingView is a popular platform for future traders. TradingView is a popular platform for forex traders as well. So this would be for futures or stocks, you know, this would be in ticks, right? You know, ticks is the same. Ticks, pips, all of that is kind of the same. It's like saying cents. That's another training for another day if you're not familiar with those terms. But anyway, so this is by tick. So at 23 ticks, it's going to place a stop. You want to take your profit at 81 ticks. And let's say I would go ahead and, if I wanted to put those orders in, I'll go ahead and modify order. And now as you can see, my orders are placed there. All right. You can also, so if I wanted to, okay, I don't like that. It's not going to work out. So let me go ahead and I can cancel out those orders by clicking that X. Right. Let's say I want to go on the other side. I can go ahead and I can do the same thing, go through the same process, click that little plus sign button. This time I hit buy. Right. And now by default, usually you'll get a you'll get a confirmation. It won't just put the order in for you. I've turned that feature off, and in order to be able to adjust those features, you will go into the settings, right? I right click and I went into settings. Under this trading settings here, on the trading tab, you have some options there. So the one that I turned for the order confirmations, you have this option here. So if I uncheck that, don't show order confirmations, and I go ahead and hit OK. If I wanted to, I'm seeing it faked me out, so I wanted to get in short now. I click sell and go ahead and hit sell, and it placed it. Why? What? Don't show order confirmations. Okay, well, it should have. Let me hit apply to all. Okay. Let's see. So if I want to place a stop, let me go ahead and place a stop. And okay, so I'm not sure why it's not really working. However, I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel out of all of this. That was a bracket order. All right, we're gonna start from scratch. Okay. All right, so let's just say I wanted to. I'm not sure why it didn't work. I don't know. Maybe it should have asked me to confirm the order. All right. So anyway, all right. So let's say I just wanted to get into. I hate when things don't work out like you. When the system stuff don't want to work out. When you're on the spot and things just don't, the systems and stuff don't want to work out. But I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm gonna let it stay in there. All right. So anyway, moving right along. Let's go ahead and get ourselves in a trade. Right. So I can just go ahead and show you guys the stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy. I'm gonna go long right here. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to a market order. So it's just gonna put me right in. Hit that buy button. Right. So now I'm in the trade. All right, so what you could do, it gives you an additional option here to reverse your position, or if you wanted to, you say, okay, you want to take yourself out of the trade. You got this X button here. You can close your position, right? And it also show you right here in this box, you know, what your P&L is for, you know, that current trade, right? And then the same as before, they're right here with your position size. You can click that and you can make adjustments, so you can place a stop or your take profit, right? You can go ahead and turn that on, right? So I got that stuff in there. As you can see, my take profit is up here, my stop loss is here. Let's say I want to tighten the stop loss up, right? I can just go ahead and click it and drag it and move it to where I want it. Now it's giving me a confirmation, right? And we're gonna go ahead and hit modify, so that it places that where I want it. And this time, let's go ahead and test it out. Let's see if it's going to be our friend. And we're going to turn that don't show order confirmations back on. All right, so we don't get a confirmation. Now I want to move my take profit. I want to, you know, put it in a little tighter. I'm just going to put it in right here so we can go ahead and get out real quick if we get lucky. And see, that time it didn't ask me, it didn't give me a confirmation. It didn't ask me to confirm my order modification, right? Okay, so that's trading from the charts in a nutshell. You know, I think I can definitely see myself using this when when I need to. If I need to, you know, if I'm traveling and I don't want to take a lot of equipment with me or whatever. You know, actually, I like trading from TradingView, the charts in TradingView. You know, the only thing is why I don't do it, you know, full time is because there's not enough, you know, it's not as many automated features, right? So like in Sierra Chart, I have the break even feature that I can take advantage of. You don't have that in TradingView. You know, everything is pretty much manual in TradingView, right? I can easily adjust my position and whatever, but you know, some things I like to have automated, like my break evens and stuff like that. So, cause you know, it's just how I like to trade, right? So that, you know, that's pretty much trading from the charts in a nutshell. Again, just, you know, play around with the system, okay? Because there's a lot. I was using this for like several months before I realized all of the features that, you know, TradingView has. I was using the basic stuff and it was good enough, but you know, I was missing out on a lot of, you know, of cool features that could have made life a little bit easier for me. Like if I didn't know how good the paper trading feature was when I started. Plus I really wasn't that into paper trading. I just wanted to get in and make some money. However, in hindsight, you know, I wish I would have taken a little more advantage of paper trading, you know, early on into my my trading career. But anyway, that I'm not gonna get too deep into that. So the last thing I'm gonna show you guys is some additional ways that you can customize the charts, right? So everything in here is customizable, right? You can customize the indicators. I kind of showed you that, you know, a little bit earlier. You can, you know, right click on the indicator and you have your settings down there. You can see it in the object tree. You can hide it. You can copy it. A lot of different things you can do. Yeah. Actually, I haven't used this enough as well either. So you go into settings and you can change the style of it. So I'm on the 50 SMA now. Let's say I wanted to make it thicker. I can go ahead and do that right there. Right, click OK. And then when you make those adjustments, it lets you see the changes, you know, right away. So see, I changed it to red, so it shows it before I even click OK. It'll show me the change. So let's say I want to see what pink looks like. You know, I'm not a fan of that pink color, so you know, if I hit cancel, it goes to, you know, why I had it saved last, right? All right, so some more ways you can customize it. If you right click on the chart, you got color themes in here. Right now I'm using the dark theme, and this is the light theme. Usually this is what comes up by default, right? So when you use when you use TradingView for the first time, it'll look like this. It'll come up in the light theme. Me personally, I've become accustomed to the dark theme, and I like the dark theme better. So you see I chose the dark theme, and but I still want the white background, so I can go into settings. I can right click, I can do that, I can go that way, or I can go up to the settings up here, and I can go to background, and I can click in here background, and I can change it to the one that I like. Alright, so I got the background to where I want it, and then there's some more things in here that you can adjust. Your bar change levels. Once you can unclick that or whatever. Once you click it, or once whatever you select, it'll show you right away what it'll look like. So you can, adjust it to however you want it to look, right? So, and also at the same time, you have templates in there as well, right? So that's pretty much, and that was per chart. So the settings that I changed right there were per chart. Now if I wanted to do it across the board, I go back into the settings, go right here, go and I hit apply to all, so it changed it throughout the whole thing, right? And I hit OK to get up out of there. But let's say I don't really like that, so it's as easy as going undo. I could just keep clicking undo until I get back to the chart that I had before, right? So as you can see, you have a ton of options. It's within TradingView, is definitely one of my favorite platforms to use. Because it's so flexible. It's very customizable. Really, I can go on and on, but this video has been long enough. So if you're interested in creating an account with TradingView and using their platform, or you just want to play around with it some more, I'm giving you a link in the description below that you can click on that. And then once you're there, it'll take you to this chart. It'll take you to the platform, and the little cloud up here in the top left corner, you can click on that. You can go to the home, or you can browse around some more, and you got the join now link there, which will bring you to this page, and you can sign up completely for free. You don't have to pay anything to sign up. That's just to create an account. The only time you have to pay is when you want to upgrade to get more features. All right. So that pretty much wraps it up for this review of TradingView. If there's anything else that you would like to know, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop those in the comment section below. If you like this review, make sure you hit that like button. And this is your first time, go ahead and subscribe. I got many more of these type of videos coming in the future. Whatever you guys would like for me to discuss, hit that, put that in the comment section below, and I can make a video about that as well. So that pretty much wraps it up with this one. I hope you found some value in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.